Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? It's going to be really loud. I apologize. There we go. If you can hear my fan, please let me know if that's super annoying. Wow, this is like, that's way more zoomed in than I thought it would be. Anyway, here we are, guys. Oh, Turkey. I was like, Turkey, is this some like Canadian thing I don't know about? Yeah, I'm just reading the chat there, guys. I just said, yeah, Terry. That was meant to be yay. uh, Great. And you can hear me okay and there's no fan? Cool. Or maybe there is fan and it doesn't bother you. Anyway, if the fan is too loud, let me know. Yeah. So basically, sorry about last week, guys. That was a giant piece of something. Dust or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's been an insane week, guys. We have a counter turkey beef floss. That's so good. I'd love to know how to can. Not much light. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Hold on. We're gonna do some high level lighting here. That better? Now people call. They've no manners. Like you're busy. You're a very busy person right now. Go away. People who require you. Is that any better? Is that better, Bridget? Can you see me better? I moved the curtain back. Hello, Kira. Hello, Kira. How you go? How you doing? How you doing? What you call her? So yeah, I just basically want to jump on and give you guys an update with what's going on because there was obviously no video last week. So I just wanted to start by saying sorry about that. My apologies. Basically I'll give you the long and short of it. I know anybody's here before has been like, this girl can't make a long story short, but we're going to try, guys. We're going to try. We're going to try our best. So basically, I know I was talking to you guys 2 or so weeks ago about my car. So I got my new car, and that's great, and I'm getting used to that, and I'm trying to drive it and all that kind of jazz. There's also been a heat wave in Ireland, which has not been fun or pleasant. Now, what many of you would consider a normal day in probably April is very hot here. It got to 27 there a couple of the days, which, if you're anything like me, when you go from 20 to 27 overnight, it's a lot to deal with. Yeah, and also as a you babble as much as I do. Oh my God, Bridget, I do. I absolutely do. Eva melting. Oh my God, I know. It's insane. Like, it's just like, what? Stop. Now, I know I shouldn't complain because half of Europe is over 40 degrees at the moment. As parts of it are hitting it. That's not hot. I know, Bridget, I know that's not hot for you, but for me, it's very hot. She's like, it's nothing. We get 40 here. But yeah, it's been absolutely roasting here in Ireland. So if you guys can hear my fan, I spoke with my fan on my video 2 weeks ago. I did get my fan. I got the Dyson Auto React Cool something or another. I'll be doing a review on it soon, guys. It'll be up on the channel, and I know you've heard that before. No, but seriously, got AC. Good one. No, doesn't exist. Barely exists in Europe. You want AC, go to a shopping centre or the cinema. But yeah, so it's like it's some of the hottest weather we've had here in like a really long time. But anyway, so that has made it super difficult for me. I'm also a bigger person. I'm the car only. Yeah, exactly. The car is great. I had AC in the car as well. Love the Dyson fans. I'm glad I have. Yeah, thank you, Bridge, because you really did have them. Because you're as somebody who actually had them, you were able to give me like valuable insight rather than, someone going, "Oh, well, I heard this and I heard that." You actually used them. I really like it so far. It's running at the moment. It's on full, so if it's too loud and you guys can hear it and it's annoying you, please let me know. I will turn it off. My office is at 80 already. You know the drill, Terry. What is 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? One sec. 26.7. Yeah. So you know that's roughly what it is here at the moment. All building now, I see. Yeah, that's roughly the temperatures here. I think that's the temperature here at the moment in Dublin. It's let me check. Okay, phone, can you be helpful, please? Thanks. Thanks, hon. Okay, I'm making 22 at the moment, so we're just a little bit below that. But indoors, though, you should buy the Dyson fan and put it down as a business expense. I feel like I'm going through menopause again. I was just wondering that myself. We see four. I know. How do you deal with it? It's just like I'm getting warm thinking about that. But anyway, I'm going to stay on topic, guys. Stay on topic. But anyway, got my new car. Was getting used to that. That was a whole thing. As explained in the last video, focus, thank you, Terry. As explained in the last video, that was a huge challenge for me to let go of that car. That was my mom's car. So it wasn't just a car, there was a huge emotional attachment with it. And I spent like 4 days after it feeling like a total, nearly swore there, feeling like a total pile of crap, basically. And I was like, why? Like, I don't understand why I feel awful all of a sudden, all of the time. And sorry, I'm just cleaning my glasses. I was at counselling then I got the car, I think on the Thursday. Went to counselling on Saturday, as I do every Saturday or most Saturdays. And then didn't even bring that up, really. Then went through and dealt with and talked about other stuff. And then it all hit me like a truck. And it took me like 4 days after that to even realise why. Like, I knew obviously from the counselling, the stuff I discussed in counselling was super hard to deal with and was like a lot of stuff, like a lot. You know, that deep state stuff that you avoid and you don't deal with, and you're just like, no, it's fine. That's the stuff I'm dealing with at the moment. So it's pretty crap. So yeah, and it took me like 4 days to realise the impact that letting go of the car had on me. So that was barreled on top of everything else. And I just felt absolutely terrible. I was mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted, drained, depressed, upset, you know, going through a lot of grief I hadn't processed before. Going through a lot of anxiety and stress and trauma from the stuff I talked about in counselling. And it all kind of barreled into this huge snowball. And I was like frozen in time is the best way I can explain it. It's like I was just, not even that, I was stuck. I literally was forcing myself. This probably going to sound so dramatic, and I really don't mean to be dramatic. But I just was like, every day I was getting up in the morning, I was getting my breakfast, but I was just like going through the motions. You know, that kind of way. It was like there was no progress or thought to it or anything. It was just going through the motions. I felt so much that I didn't feel anything. Like I got very emotionally overwhelmed, mentally overwhelmed. The ball shifter. Okay, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Thank you guys. You're so kind. Did I say the ball? No, I didn't. I didn't save anything from the car. Which I'll explain as well. So basically, I brought the car in for trading, and the car was inspected by the garage, and they said, as it stands, we will take it. So, what you call her? You know, I couldn't really take anything out of it then at that stage. And then your man went bombing around the garage, and he had a great time. The sales guy, he was hilarious. He's like, "This is brilliant. Haven't been one of these cars in years." But I also don't. I'm just another thing going back to what you were saying, chat there, Bridget. I don't know how your husband works outside in that weather. Like that's crazy, and it's very useful. Am I working through? Yeah, I am, and I am, and you know that way. Like I am in the fact that I'm doing counselling and I'm doing all that kind of jazz, but in another way, I still feel like crap all the time. Like especially the last kind of couple of weeks. So that's why there's been no videos. I literally haven't been able to. I've barely been able to get. I've just been able to get myself out of bed and get through the day, as opposed to filming a video. I don't know how many of you are actual content creators. Some of you are, some of you aren't. But it's not just, you know, it's not just you stick the camera and you do it. It's like there's a lot more goes into it than that. Okay, there was a video. Okay, sorry. No, I saw a mesh pop there, but it was deleted, so that's fine. Oh, I don't think on him whatsoever. But to be honest, I don't think he was attacking her at all. You know, that kind of way. Maybe he was, and he just didn't say anything. But he was absolutely fine. Like when I got rid of it. He also wasn't here the day it went. He was. I picked him up from. It was really funny. I picked up the car, and then the car was like 15 minutes from the airport. So I picked up the car and then picked him up from the airport. He was coming back from being away. Are you on there? Oh, thank you, Aoife. You're so kind. Thank you, darling. Letting go is hard. Keeping the next thing. You got this. Yeah, thank you, Laura. That's very true. You posted another message, but I think you deleted it because I did not delete it. So if you did not delete that and YouTube did, I apologize. But yeah. But yeah, so basically just been processing all that, and I am not great at saying when something is wrong with me. It's something I'm working on, it's something I'm trying to improve on. But I'm more of a suffer in silence person, which is I know is really bad and a really bad habit and unhealthy. And you know, the counselor's been really good at that because I'll just be like, oh no, everything's fine. Like, don't worry about it. It's fine. And she's like, try again. So on CK, Kira, you can verify that I am dreadful at saying when I need something. Yeah, I don't want to upend people's privacy, but liar. Why am I a liar? Aggressive. Yeah, no. Yeah, Kira knows. CK, she knows. Yeah, so I kind of got better at it and better at it. And then I was just like, I'm fine. Oh, I get what you mean now. Virgil, I get you now. I get you now. I get you now. Sorry, that didn't arrive with me. I think our chat's is a little bit behind. But yeah, so everything is not fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I get you now. Sorry. I wasn't trying to call you out there, by the way. If that came across, I wasn't trying to call you out. But yeah, so I think I'm still in denial. My BFF's gone, been 4 months. I know she is, but I hate to think about it. You're smoking me 1,000 things. Yeah, that's so true, Kira. Kira put a very polite. She's very poetic as well. You're smoking me 1,000 things. Kira's so poetic and creative. It's such a nice way to say you're full of shit. It's fine. So, guys, I apologize for swearing. I do so sorry. Apologize. Yeah, Terry, I know, and I'm so sorry. I really am. I wish I could say something that would help, but you know, I heard ship. Oh yeah, no, I said ship. Yeah, like a boat, like a large boat. For shipping. What you call her? Yeah, no, Terry. There's no. I totally understand. What I'll say is, I totally understand what you're going through, and I will be here if you ever want to talk about it. She's suffering a lot. I miss her, but I talk to her every day. I go to see her grandma every other day. And there's, oh, that's so nice of you. I love that. That's really, really nice. It's really kind, Terry. And I hope that makes you feel close to her as well. Oh, and I totally get the denial thing for like the first year after my mom died. I think like 80% of my body was like, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. What are you talking about? It's fine. If you are struggling though, I would recommend going to see a counsellor, it really does help. And they have specific like bereavement counsellors, and also there's usually local support groups for stuff like that. If that's the kind of thing some people like group counselling. I don't personally. It's not my vibe. Now, in saying that, I can't say it's not my vibe. I've never been, but I just don't think it would be my vibe. Not struggling. Just okay. That's good. That's good. Not that you. It's good that you're not struggling. Okay. Let me clarify that. Guys, my brain's not working and I apologize. I promise it will get easier over time. I promise you that. I know that's not much solace to you, but it is the truth. I sure super. I promise you. Yeah. And that's nice. I hope that you feel close to her as well when you're with her. When you're with her gram as well. Sorry, I just saw your message there. Ships and giggles. Hilarious. But yeah, she's dementia, so I have to repeat a lot, but she hasn't forgotten me. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I hope you know that we're all here for you, Terry, if you need us. We're all here. Shout me out. You can contact me on Instagram or whatever. Ships and giggles. That makes me lol. So I made it. You look at me, lads. I made a list again. Let's see if I follow the list again. Y'all know me in my list and following the lists. But yeah. So I told you about that. The weather's been saying, oh yeah, and there's an upcoming heat wave as well. It's about to get really hot here. It's gonna go into what now. Bridget and probably Terry would agree this is not that hot. But for me, for Ireland, it's very hot, guys. So from I think it's Sunday on, maybe it's tomorrow on. I think it's Sunday on. We're gonna start and can't speak. We're going to start going into the 30s. The weather's going to start going into the 30s Celsius. What do you think is like the 90s Fahrenheit? Sorry, I'm yawning, guys. We're all each other's my week therapy. I love that, Terry. Me too, to be honest. I got like 2 3 sessions a week. It's great. And I'm about to go on a 4-week with Kira. My friend's having 100 plus every day. Oh Jesus, that's like mid 30s for us, I think, isn't it? I can't remember what. I know it was 100 at one stage in Atlanta. I found it in Atlanta. Yeah, and it was like 100. I was in Atlanta there a couple of years ago. Kira was with me. And it hit like 94 or something. We were like, please stop. But yeah, we got used to it. We climbed house, which was really good. But yeah, there was some days it was intense in Atlanta. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna break for 4 weeks from counselling. So I've been trying to like get through as much stuff with counsellor now as I have been. She's taken her annual leave. She was to take 2 weeks earlier in the year, but she unfortunately got COVID, and her whole family had COVID, so she didn't get to take a break. So she's taking it now. No, come here, say hello. You gonna say hello? You gonna say hello to everybody? I thought you'd like to see him. You gonna say hello? Guys, you should see the door, the kitchen door. I know I showed you guys the scratches before. This little destructo. Like, look at him. He's like, oh, but it wouldn't melt in my mouth. I'm so cute. I'm so innocent. I'm such a gentle angel little baby. You don't think you're gonna last night? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? He's a tired boy in the heat. Right, I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put you down. You gonna have sleepies? He's thinking about it. He's negotiating. You can see his tail there. Oh wait, sorry, this is backward. There we go. But yeah, he's fine. He's not bothered. He loves the heat. He loves the heat, but he doesn't he stays out there for a little bit and then he goes back in. He's loving this because the fan's on. Back to your mid-coast, Maine. Okay, cool. So that's east, isn't it? You're south. Now, I'm not great at the geography of New York, or of America, should I say, North America. Are you Maine? Is Maine? Maine is New England, right? Is that south? No, that's north of New York. South of North of New York. Yeah, because south is all like Maryland and Philadelphia, and I only know a lot of that because I drove up the coast, the East Coast. East armpit of the size of a rice grain, putting my staffy in his plan. Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah. Our staffy got super excited to meet Max, and Max was just like, "Woo!" Staffy was like, "What?" East, about 10-hour drive from Ottawa. New England, yes. Now, guys, I'm just going to show you guys real quick on my phone, because I don't know how to bring stuff up on this with it, because I don't have my stream software set up. So you remember the little crack in the door? Well, then you see. Bear with me now. Sorry, guys. This is what he did. I don't know if this will focus up properly or anything. This is what he did to the door, to the kitchen door. Right there. See that little hole? Yeah. He scratched the whole way through the door. Now, it took a while. It's taken a few months to do this. And then I made this cardboard. It's a picture of my dad to try and warn him off. It did not work. I came home to this. And then this. No worries at all, Nima. Don't worry about it. I'm just showing you about Max. So he did this to the door. And then I made this to stop him with a photo of Dad. And then look at him. Look, oh, I'm so cute. Butter wouldn't melt in my mouth. I would never do anything wrong. And then I come home to this. He didn't care. But wait, there's more. So you saw that little hole there, still like quite a small hole, yeah? Come home the other day, I could hear him. I was like, did I leave the door open? It sounds like he's in the hall. Look how much bigger the hole is. And he knocked out see here? The piece of wood there that holds the frame in place. Kicked that through. There he is. He's like, oh, hey. Just wanted to say hey. There's the now giant hole in the door. There's the lumps of wood on the floor. There's one. There's the other one. Literally like Destructo dog. And look at him. Comes in. Proud as punch. Look what I did. I've been doing some redecoration. What? I'm going to shout. I don't care. But yeah, so here is the new hole in the door. Enormous. He wanted to talk to her. Yeah, we wouldn't give him once. He's like, I'll make my own. Oh, and then also another thing. Now, this is a terrible photo of me, but I don't really care, to be honest. We got this as well, new edition. Little garden couch. Got it in little the other day. Delighted with it. So I can now relax in the garden rather than sitting in a crappy plastic chair. Nemo, I'm so glad you've joined us. Hello. But yeah, I wanted to fill you guys in on that little manny man. Reason it so he can't see out. Yeah. That's what I want to do. I wanted to get one of those little, have you seen the little dog domes? People put them on their fences and the dogs stick their head out. I want to get one for the door. Yeah, my dad's now just saying he's going to get a new door and put perspex on it so he can't get through it. But yeah, so that's the current plan so far. But yeah, so what was I going to say? But yeah, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll get back on track. I'll get back out my videos. I'm not going to make you promises I don't. I'm not going to keep. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. This is one of the biggest problems I'm having as well. I wake up in the morning and I'm exhausted. And I go to bed and I'm exhausted. And at no point during the day am I not exhausted. I'm even falling asleep during the day. And I think it's because, no, I really thought maybe it was like the heat because I'm sensitive to the heat. But I think it's the medication I was put on. The newer medication I was put on. I'm in bits since I took them. So I'm going to go back to talk to my doctor and tell him I'm not taking them anymore because they're not, the benefit of them is not outweighing how crap I feel all the time. I'm just exhausted. As long as we see you going live anyway. Yeah, that's right. I did a live. Excuse me. I said I'd do a live this week because obviously I missed last week. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to do something, to keep in touch with you guys and let you guys know, like, that I'm not like quitting YouTube. Now, I'll be honest with you, there was a moment there about a few days ago where I considered it. Nothing to you guys. You guys are amazing and you're so supportive and you're so kind. And I'd be lost without you. But I just got a day when I got really overwhelmed and I just was like, I can't do this anymore. And like, I wasn't actually doing anything, funnily enough, at the time, but oh my God, stop. Sorry, I'm annoying myself. I just yawn constantly throughout the day. Like, it's actually so irritating. But yeah, so I'm just trying to improve a couple things. I need to work on my eating and all that kind of crack. Improve all that, get some weight off, get my doctor off my back. Also improve my health, obviously. But yeah, I got some new clothes, guys. Look, there's my jumper. New top you've never seen before. It only arrived the other day. It's a bit see-through. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what this stuff here is, these are my new clothes. There's some there, and there's some there. They arrived yesterday, so I haven't put them away. Push myself every day. Some days my Parkinson's beat my ass. Other days you'd never know. Yeah, exactly, Terry. You get it. And I'm not comparing the two. Jesus Christ. And Terry, I admire you so much. How you just keep going and you keep, pushing through, and I just think it's incredible. And I just think you are so brave and so strong. I wish I had your strength. I really do. But yeah, I really hope that, sharing this kind of gives you guys some understanding. I think you guys understand, but I just wanted to clarify because that's part of I think I have to feel. Things I refuse to let it beat me. Good for you, Terry. I really need to develop your attitude. I'd be a lot better off if I did. But yeah. Terry, I have to say, you inspire me all the time. You really do. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I'm having a crappy day, I'm just like feeling sorry for myself. And I'm like, do you know what? Terry's a big legend. And she never gives out, never complains, and just keeps going. And Bridget, you are the same. You just keep going. You keep going. You just don't give up. And it's just brilliant. You just won't let it through. You're fighting yourself. Yeah, I have to agree with that, Bridget. I am fighting myself. And it's exhausting. Because it's like you don't want to back down because you don't want to lose the fight to yourself. But sometimes it's hard to know which side you're fighting on. If that makes sense. It's like it's hard to know which one is the good side and which one is the bad side. It's which sounds really weird, but it's super complex in that way. But it's like you're fighting for yourself, but also against yourself. And sometimes it gets confused. Sorry, I'm just playing. I'm just going to stop that now. That's annoying me. I suppose it's just hard sometimes to know which side you're on and which side you're fighting with and for and all that kind of jazz. You get it. Yeah, you do. You get it, Bridget. But so it's just, huge thing that I want to do this year is get a handle on that because I let it go on for so long. My mental health getting worse and worse, and my anxiety worse and worse, and my depression getting worse and worse. And it's just horrible. Like, it's awful, and I hate it. Um, that's the thing as well. I hate it. I'm like constantly fighting it. Where my counselor's like, part of it is accepting it and not fighting it. And I'm like, I know, and I'll do that, but also, I have to make a video putting makeup on. This will help me now. Cheaper than a shrink. I love that, Bridget. I think it's so great that even though you're having struggles, you still make your videos, and I just think that's so commendable. I just think it's so people are worse off than me. So I just grab 1 foot for the shuffle. Terry, you always make me laugh, man. You always make me laugh. You're so funny. For the shuffle. Sorry, that cracked me way more than it should. But yeah, so I think I've covered everything. So far. Oh my god, stop yawning. I'm annoying myself. I also need to get my breakfast as well. I've only eaten I kind of ate half my breakfast this morning. It's one of those, when you're so tired you just don't even want to eat. Yeah, it was one of those. But I think we've covered a lot today in the stream. You have to keep your sense of humor. I totally agree with that, Terry. I totally agree with that. And I'm so glad all you guys are here, and I really, oh my god, stop, appreciate you being here. Every time I don't get out of bed, to think about you, Terry. I'm gonna do that now from now on, and just be like, girl, cop your cell phone to me. Like, you don't need to cop on. You're awesome. You really are. You're such an inspiration to all of us, Terry. You really are, Alex. Seriously. Another huge inspiration to me is Kira as well. Now, don't worry, Kira. I'm not going to blast your business on the internet. But Kira's been through a lot of stuff, and she's a very strong person. And she gets up and goes every day. And she's a hell of a lot stronger than I am. Let me tell you. And she gets me through a lot of stuff. And yeah, and I think we all need to remember to tell each other that we appreciate each other and that we help each other and that we're grateful for each other. Because I think a lot of us, we do that. We're inspired by others and we care about others, and others help us so much, but we sometimes forget to say it. So I want to take this opportunity to say to all you guys, thank you so much for always being there for me and for putting up with my missed videos and putting up with my, emotional breakdowns and just being there when I really need you. When I really need you guys. I'm not going to cry again on YouTube like a big, no, not like a big end thing. That's not fair, but just, yeah. We'll just stop. We carry each other up on the go and stuff. Stop. Watch caller. But yeah, and I think we just need to keep reminding each other, that we're there for each other and be grateful, show gratitude to each other. Oh, I love you too, B. Oh, flip's sake. I literally was like, I'm not going to get all sappy and emotional. But yeah, I love you guys, and you're also kind, and you're also supportive, and you're also understanding. You give me so much understanding and patience. And it really means a lot to me, because when I don't make videos, whatever, I do feel bad. Sorry. I do feel bad, and I feel like I'm letting you guys down. And you are always so kind and so nice about it, and just I wish I could hug you too, Terry. But yeah. I'm really bad at talking about it, and I'm trying to push myself more, to be honest, rather than just being like, no video this week, guys, I'm busy. Because I'm not, guys, I don't be busy. Well, I do be busy sometimes, but a lot of the time I'm not busy. I'm just super down in the dumps. And I just feel like crap and don't want to get out of bed. Depression is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Not that I have a worst enemy, but if I did, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It sucks. You know what, March be even if I get up later. Nemo, would you stop? We all got a plate. Hello, I missed me. If you remember a couple of weeks back, I missed my own my own premiere. Got stuck in traffic. Hello. You can always message me if you need to. Terry, you're so sweet. I really appreciate that. And the same goes to you as well. Same goes to you as well. I am working on it. And, I think I do try and talk about it openly on my channel because, I've always found great solace and support when I've seen other people talking about it. And it's something that people don't talk about enough. And it's something that I know a lot of people feel shame about. I've gone through my own periods of feeling shame about it and embarrassment. And, if I could just get over it, then I'd be fine. And, not talking about it because I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. Because there's people very close to me who I tried to speak to about it. And they were just like, oh, I don't want to this is really uncomfortable. Ugh. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable, but and I know there was no badness, there was no malice behind it, but they just didn't know how to deal with it or to face it or whatever it was, but they were uncomfortable. And I just felt like a total like freak show and a total like crazy person, which I think for a long time made me not want to talk about it to people. But I think it's something that we need to push ourselves and force ourselves out of our comfort zone and talk about, because there are too many people on this platform. There are too many people on all the social media platforms, online, offline, everything, struggling with mental health issues, struggling with anxiety, struggling with depression, struggling with, all these kind of things, and they won't tell anybody and they won't talk about it, and they think they're crazy and they won't get help because they think that people will judge them or they think that they're, weird or whatever. And it's like we need to destigmatize this. It's really important that we destigmatize it. Like, my anxiety, my depression is not a choice. I didn't choose it. I didn't wake up one day and say, oh, I don't care anymore. I just couldn't be bothered. It's from a series of events and, experiences and whatever. But like, I didn't choose it. No one would ever choose this, I don't think. But I think that some people think that I must have done something wrong to deserve this or whatever. It's like, you didn't. It's just, it happens. It's unfortunate. But sorry guys, I'm just off on a ramble there. People treat other people listen no matter what. That's so kind, Terry. And it's true for the most part, it really is. And as well, I think there can be a generational issue there as well. Many people can handle something. Yeah, that's exactly it, Nemo. Yeah, very true. It's going to get worse, so we can't care for each other. Yeah, it is. And that's kind of, about a year ago, I thought I was in the period of the counselling getting worse. And I spoke to my counsellor about it, and she's like, look, it's going to come in and out of it. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you're going to have way worse days. And I know the stuff I've spoken about in the last kind of couple of sessions with her, the last like 2 or 3 weeks, is some of the really bad stuff. And she's like, look, this is going to suck. You're going to feel like crap for like a week or two. Like, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to be really tired. And she's like, I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen. It's part of the process. And, I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to deal with it. But it's just, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So, and I also want to say, guys, if I ever miss a week and I just don't even say, I'm going to try be better at communicating when I miss a week. But if I do miss a week, please do not think that I'm just like not bothered. It's this because I'm physically not able or mentally not able to make a video. We are weird. Yes, we are. But in a good way. I think it's to blow off something that bugs me the most. Oh, I totally agree. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, I've really bad anxiety. Oh, do you? Oh, that's mad. So anyway, what are you doing on Saturday? Because they're just like, ugh. That drives me nuts. When people find out I have Parkinson's, I get the pity look from them. No thanks. Terry, I'm sorry you've experienced that. There's nothing worse than a pity look. It's, and there's such a difference between someone having empathy and sympathy and trying to understand, as opposed to oh, poor you. I don't like the pity look either. That's why I oftentimes don't tell people stuff about me as well. They give you that look and you're just like, ugh. But yeah, I'm sorry that you've had to experience that as well. And you as well, Nemo as well. Anyway, thanks, Kier. But you'll feel better in the long. I will feel better in the long for sure. It's a long process. It's so funny. It's like when I started, she's like, we're gonna be here for a long time. She's like probably a couple of years, and I started counseling, and I was like, that's such a long time. But like I'm 2.5, 3 years in now, and it feels like it's been no time at all. But before I started, it was like this giant mountain to overcome. But it really has worth it. It's like taking a full set of a win. I agree. It sucks at the time, but you feel great afterwards. Or they get preachy. Oh my god, yes, I hate that. Or they treat me like I can't do stuff. What's sometimes I can lift a gallon of milk, but they can bite me. I'm stubborn. Oh, brilliant. Someone else in the chat, I think that can definitely relate to you, Terry. I'm not going to call anybody out because I'm not in that business. But you know who you are. Yes, you do. I'm talking to you. Very stubborn as well. Lift a gallon of milk, I don't have practice. Diabetes scald not often, but has happened. What? You've been scolded for having diabetes? Seriously? I just smack him with my shake. Terry! Oh, you're hilarious. I don't think people who don't know how to handle talking about their feelings are literally not even in touch with their own feelings. Talking more about it can only break the statement help. Yes, so true. 100% agree here. 100% agree. Speaking of truth. I can't believe that, Nemo. You've been scolded for having diabetes. Blah, blah, blah. This is something that really bothers me, okay? I hate fat shaming. Like, guys, I ain't skinny, okay? I'm not. Okay? And like, yeah, I am overweight because I have an eating disorder. And because I say no. And I'm very lucky that I'm not a diabetic yet at my size. I really am. I'm trying to dwell, trust me. But like, this is what I'm on a rant now, guys. I'm on a rant now. Okay? I'm on a rant. So like, people, and again, I'm just going to explain this real simply, this issue, right? People with eating disorders on the lower end of the spectrum, on the underweight of the spectrum, I have always experienced get great sympathy, great understanding, great empathy, great support systems, all things as they absolutely should. That's what they need. They need support. They need mental health support. They need, mental, physical, support. Absolutely. But then you get to the far end of the scale and you can have someone with the same eating disorder, say it's binge eating, bulimia, whatever, on the far end of the scale, and you're a person who's big, and all of a sudden you're like lazy, and you're fat, and you're this, and you're that. But the worst thing is, you would never go to a person with like, say, anorexia bulimia on the lower end of the scale and say to them, you're gross and skinny. That's gross, if that's your opinion. But people feel fully entitled to walk up to a plus size person and say, you're fat. Your clothes don't fit you. That'd be better in the next size. You're so lazy. Do you ever move? Blah, blah. And I'm not going to say too many more of the insults. If you're an overweight person, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to trigger anybody and set anybody off. So I'm not going to go too many more words on this. But it disgusts me, the treatment like that. But then, and it's such an excellent point that you brought up, Nemo, and I'm really glad that you brought it up. to be judged for having a medical condition. Now, if you were, you know, if you were type 1 diabetic, born with it, grew up with it, whatever, or you could be type 2, I don't know, which means most likely you developed it throughout your life or you got it when you're in your older life. And then people are just like, is that because you're fat? Do you have that because you're fat? If you weren't fat anymore, you wouldn't have that. So I don't have any sympathy for you because it's like you're doing it to yourself. Is like the kind of implication. And it's like, bitch, no. No one does this to themselves and just goes, do you know, it'd be great crack, lads. Do you know what I'd love? Diabetes. Mad fun. Monitor my eating, check my blood sugars, take injections. You know what I mean? Take tablets. Monitor everything, food and drink. Because Ed and my thing have to do like drop blood tests every day, twice a day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day. That'll be mad crap. Crack even. Like, that'll be mad crack. I'd love that. Like, no. Stop. And this is my other thing. If you have not experienced it or gone through it, and you don't really understand it, shut your damn mouth. Keep your opinions to yourself. You know what I mean? As my mother likes to say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And the worst is the people who are like, I'm a good Christian person. I'm a good person. I'm a great person. I'm using Christians as an example. It's not just Christian. I'm not coming for Christians. I'm just using them as an example. But people who are like, have this general personalized opinion of themselves of how wonderful they are. I give money to charity. I do fun runs. But yet they'll turn around and tell their daughter or son that they're fat and they need to lose weight and they're gross. My favorite one ever is, it is the assumptions that hurt. My favorite one ever is I was told by someone very close to me that I was being selfish. You're going to love this, guys. I was being selfish because I didn't once consider how my weight affected them. I was like, I'm sorry? Oh, this was also after they called me morbidly obese to my face. And then said I was selfish for not considering that. It's like, would you go up to somebody, a smaller person, and say, "Oh, you're anemia. You've low iron because you don't, like, say for example, if you don't eat meat or you just naturally have low iron. I think you're really selfish that you don't consider how that affects me." You wouldn't. No one would. I'm just checking the chat, guys. Sorry, I went off on a rant there. But like, it's the level of judgment, and it's prevalent on social media. But what I can't get over as well, what I've found in the last couple of years, since especially since the pandemic and stuff like that, is people are now, and obviously the higher awareness of Karens. By the way, the one person or the 2 or 3 I know I'll call Karen are really, really nice. But anyway, you know what I'm talking when I refer to Karens. Is like people now feel entitled to say this out loud to people's faces and don't only feel bad about it. It's like the level of entitlement is just obscene to me. Go. Yeah. YouTube will come to my house and try and educate me. Hold on, let me read that again. Sorry. Outside of YouTube, no one knows anything. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. People do try to educate. Let me tell you about your own self. You're not sure you can talk. Truth, T2. Lol. You can get T1 later in life. Oh, wow. I didn't know you got T1 later in life. Like I kind of assumed that you could, but I've never really heard of it. So you're type 2, yeah. More about asking questions. I'm good with that. Hallelujah. I wonder if they could look at themselves and they talk selfish. That would require self-awareness and insight, and that ain't ever gonna happen. because they're right all the time. Buddies bring everyone down so they feel better about themselves. And see, that's the funny thing. That's why they do. They tear others down. They're like, oh, I'm superior to you now. And it's like, okay, bitch, go home. Go home by yourself and sit alone and tell me how you feel about yourself. And you know what the funny thing is? They still hate themselves. I'm telling you, Nina, for nearly a year, I'm plus. Family have told me it's all about what you eat. Please disregard. Oh my God. Don't start me. Sorry, I know exactly what you saw. I know exactly what Kira's talking about. I didn't even need to say it, and you know what I'm saying. The worst thing is, like, this is what I love, right? And again, I'm this to you guys. This is just a general observation. People who are not plus size feel entitled to tell you, having never experienced being overweight, having never experienced overeating, having never experienced any of it, they feel the need and the right to tell you, this is how you fix it. I understand. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me tell you how to fix it. It's like, first of all, who said it was broken? Okay. First of all, who said it was broken? Number two, who the hell asked you? Pray for all. Seems just need to vent. This might end up just being a mental health channel, guys. We'll just have our weekly counseling sessions. Throw in some cleaning ever so often. I can't, and this just irritates me so much. It's the level of entitlement. And yeah, like, call me out. Am I being judgmental by judging those people? You're damn right I am, and I shouldn't be. And I get that. And it's something I'm working on. But the worst thing I can't get past is the deniers. I hate deniers. They're being super judgmental, and they're like, I'm not being judgmental, I'm just trying to help. They're like, oh, you're gross and fat and overweight and need help. And I'm not being judgmental, I'm stating facts. You're stating your opinion. But yeah, and then you say, like, if you call them on it, or you say to them, okay, fine, thank you, I heard what you said. You've said enough now. I've gotten it, I've heard it, I'm taking it on board. You're borderline, you're getting super insulting now, but I've heard what you said and I'm taking it on, and I want to hear what you have to say, and blah blah blah. And then you go in response, thank you for sharing that with me, thank you for sharing your opinions, blah blah. But I'd really appreciate if you keep it yourself in future, because that was hurtful and insulting and, hateful, and, you're being super judgmental. Oh my God, you judging me. You're judging me. And it's like, do you need a mirror to look into, babe? Because you do. I think you do. All right, Friday for us all. Yes, it's friends for everybody. Not the same for everyone. That's so true. It isn't the same for everybody. You know what I mean? You can have one person who's like, oh, I went to Weight Watchers and I lost all the weight and it was amazing. And then the next, just in relation to weight, I'm talking. Then you go to the next person. They could be like, I was in there for 3 years, didn't lose 5 pounds, didn't work for me, because it didn't focus on, say, the mental health aspect. It didn't focus on the physical aspect. It didn't focus on the, the deeper seated issue. It didn't focus on the developing the coping mechanisms to stop the overeating. It's Friday morning, I'm addicted. No, we should be, because they try to call us out. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then it's like, if you defend yourself, they're like, oh, you're being nasty. You're being rude. I'm trying to help you. You're being a B1 TCH, if you get me. Also, can we stop using that phrase towards as an insult to women? Like, can we move on? Like, a female dog? Like, really? Really, guys? And also, I call my friends that as a term of endearment now, because I'm just like, hey, beach. You get me? That's what I'm doing. Take that back. But it's like, it's not even an insult. Dogs are awesome. Dogs are awesome. It's basically a compliment. We should be, because they tried to call us out. Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost like we should apologize That's what really gets to me. It's like, you're fat and it makes me uncomfortable. Apologize. Or you have a mental health disorder and it makes me uncomfortable. You should apologize. You should feel bad about this. Like, what? Why? It doesn't affect you. Mind your business, or people getting involved in your business. It's nothing to do with them. Casting aspersions, not even understand the situation, and then telling you you're wrong. Guys, I'm off on one now. I am off on one. My maintenance man is coming over, so I may have to bail. Love you guys. Love you too, Terry. If you do have to go. Yep, I am the one. That's right. My sister-in-law calls me Beach. I call her I love that. That's what I do with my friends as well. It's like, hello. A hoe from the garden. It's like hilarious. I'm blown to a fault. Yeah, CK would share that in common with you. I think we need more people like you in the world, to be honest. I would love to be as blunt as Kira is. Like, to be able to be, I don't. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, ugh! I'm one of those people. I'm literally like, ugh! Go mad. I'll meet Kira after having like say a run in with someone, and I'm like, and I want to say this, and I want to say that, and I should have said this, and I should have said that, but of course she didn't say any of it. So now, neither do I. I'm literally just like, in my head, I'm so many great comebacks, but in reality, I'm like, But I did this new thing that I tried recently, and it was actually really funny. It was a really rude person that I came across, incredibly rude person, who made a comment to me. I can't even remember quite what the comment was, but she was just being a nasty beach. And I wanted to be all like, come at me. But I just turned around to her and I said, I hope that you're okay and that you have a really great day. And she was just like, she just didn't know. I completely started. She didn't know what to say. I was like, I hope you have a great day. Hope you're okay. Hope you have a great day. And and I could see by her afterwards, she was like, she was a bit disgusted with herself. I could see the guilt coming across her face a bit, like, oh, I was just being nasty for no reason to that really nice person. So I was like, kill him with kindness, let him have it. Yeah, exactly. Kill them with kindness. Because the thing as well is, if you got someone coming up to you making comments about judging you for being unwell, for an illness, judging you for having, whether that's like, as you were saying, Nemo, diabetes, and associating with different parts of your body, even though they don't know why you have it. They have no idea why you have it. Judging you for your weight, judging you for, whether it's like a skin condition or if it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? The way that you dress or the way you do your hair or whatever. Just the judgment. And it's like, people doing that are so insecure. Like, they're so insecure. Even the people I've met who seem like the most arrogant, cocky, overconfident people, also, they're generally the most insecure, may I add. Yeah, they are scared. They're terrified. And it's also, I think a lot of them, it's a defense mechanism. Like, oh, if I strike first, then they won't mess with me, like kids in school. Like, oh, well, like I won't say it because the bully will annoy me, but if I say something first, maybe they'll leave me alone. And it's like, it's very childlike, in my opinion. But it's like, I think they're expecting a lot of times, well, number one, they're doing to be like superior, like, oh, I'm so amazing. You know what I mean? I just called you a piece of crap, like, but like, look how amazing I am. It's like, okay, number one, you're literally a child. Grow up. But also, it's like, they're just trying to, I think, replace or redirect the hatred in them onto someone else because they can't cope with it and deal with it towards themselves anymore. And like, don't get me wrong, because I'm not a psychologist here now, or my claim to be a psychologist. But like, when I see some of that, what I'm now working on doing from counseling and from years of all that kind of stuff and trying to recover and heal and work through all my stuff, what I'm trying to learn is like, people are generally only being nasty when they're being defensive. And now I just have sympathy for them. And I just go, when I look at them now like before I would have been like, you're awful, you're the worst, you're such a whatever. And now I'm just like, I feel really bad for you because you are clearly going through something really, really tough. Like you're really struggling. And when I'm talking about these people, like I'm talking like random people on the street who just like judge, and like family members who were just nasty for no reason, friends who were nasty for no reason. And then she was like, I feel sorry for you. And that's why I usually am like, have a great day. Mind yourself now. Yeah. Look after yourself. Have a great, you okay? You good? You well? Yeah. Yeah. Look after yourself. I hope you have a great day. They don't know what to do. They're like, oh, what? Or a lot of them are looking for a fight. They're looking for a raid. They're looking for a, back and forth. And you're just like, nah, I'm not going to waste my energy. Because it's like you can invest so much energy into a row and a fight with them, but invest that energy in yourself and your own self development and self, advancement and whatever. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I have gone on a rant probably for like 15 minutes and I apologize for that. But yeah, the point of it is, guys, be flipping nice, okay? Be nice. Be kind. Don't be a flip, person. Tell them about moving to the farmland. I grew up in a very different areas and culture difference, and I love the journey that we have shared and learned from each other. Tell them about moving to the farmland. Oh yeah. Yeah, I grew up in a. I see. I don't want to dox myself either, but basically, I grew up in quite a what most people would consider. This is not my words. This is what I'm trying to. I'll just say, I grew up in what most people would consider to be a middle class area. It's quite a well off area. I've been very lucky and very blessed. And then Kira grew up in what would be considered a low income area, working class area. And a couple of years back, I moved to said working class area to live. That's where I was renting my house. And when I initially went there, when I was friends with Kira originally, years ago, I used to go up and visit her, and I get like a lot of crap from the kids and stuff who live there. They were like, "Oh, you're such a ponce, you're so posh," whatever. It's a cultural difference, like, what I mean? We're 10, 15 minutes from each other, but it's like two different worlds. But yeah, and I had to kind of earn my stripes there, as it were. I had to earn the respect and all that kind of crack. But like even the stuff when I would go up to visit her and the way she'd explain things to me and the way people deal with things and the way like they interact with each other and stuff, I was like, what? Why would you do that? Like that doesn't make any. And I'd be like, oh well, I do this, and she'd be like, that's weird. Like why are you doing like that? And it's just like the cultural differences are so different, so true. Living in the same area, and that's the thing as well. You have to consider when dealing with people like that as well. You also have to consider people's cultural differences can be massive. You can be from the same city and be raised totally different, like literally hoity-toity, hoity-toity. Yeah, I live in an area that isn't far from a very hoity-toity area. Some people would consider my area hoity-toity. I wouldn't. There's parts of it that are, and then there's a village or a town that's not far from here. And it's a very expensive, very wealthy, very privileged area. New England is known for that. What hoity-toity people. I grew up between suburb and rural too, name all of the countries. Okay, well, I read your message out before you delete it, so sorry about that, Kieran. But yeah, like you know what I mean. I've grown up in Dublin. I'm from Dublin. I've grown up in Dublin. I've always lived in Dublin. I love Dublin. I'm not in the city, but I'm not in the country either. But my mom was from the country. She's from the countryside. Well, she's actually from a town. it was more countryside like 20 years ago, but it's not really any now. But it's more of a town. It's built up town now. But at the time it wasn't. But I spent like a lot of time in the country when I was a kid because obviously my mom was from there. Um, and like even stuff down there, my aunties would say stuff to my cousins, and I'd be like, "That's so weird. What do you do?" Or they'd be like, "Oh, I need to get a lift," and they'd be like, "We have to leave at this time to drive them to this thing." And I was like, "Just get the bus. Just get the darts on the end of the road." And like even things you take for granted as being someone who lives near, like, within 30 minutes of a city, um, kind of a suburban area, the things we take for granted, like buses, the train, the commuter trains, the darts. We're not far from the Lewis. There's like loads of shopping centres. There's, everything's open. Most things are open on Sunday. The kind of thing. Like there's churches here. There's pubs. There's restaurants. There's cafes. There's electronics shops. We've everything. And then what you call her? Then it's like you get in the country and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go down and get this. Oh no, they're not open till tomorrow. It's like, what? Both my parents grew up in the same city I was raised in. Yeah, I love that. It's funny because my granny is from Dublin, and then my mom's from Kildare, which is like the country. So my granny lived there. Obviously, she married and moved to Kildare, and my mom actually spent more of her life in Dublin than she did in Kildare, even though she considered herself from Kildare. And then my dad's family are from Dublin. What do my parents grew up? I don't bother. I don't know, try to figure it out. I'll like our work. But that's the funny thing as well. Sometimes it doesn't work. We just keep going around and around and around. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the hell my point was. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. But yeah, oh yeah, be nice, okay? Be nice. And when they're mean to you, be even nicer. Because you know why as well, if other people are around, they're trying to like impress other people or show off the people, like, oh look at me, I'm big hard lad, I'm big rough, tough, gobsheen, whatever. They just make themselves look worse. So when you're nice. I got a server error message. I don't know what that is. Did anybody else get that? That is like a Wi-Fi problem, but I could be wrong. According to this, I'm still live. To my stream, I'm still live. So it's time to not be nice. Patrick's facing your house. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, otherwise do. Basically. Right, my loves. It is getting on in the day. Okay, my side. Grania. Refresh. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Joke. Yeah, just refresh. F5. If you're on Windows. If you're not on Windows, then just refresh. But yeah, right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys all go because we've gone over an hour now, and I'm actually really enjoying this and would love to continue it longer, but I have a few bits to get done today. I have to meet someone for lunch. Excuse me, in like 20 minutes, so I better get on. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I love you all dearly. You're all amazing, wonderful people. And thank you for sticking with me and staying with me on the stream. And your patience and your understanding and your kindness. I can't even explain how much it means to me, but it is so much appreciated. Even though I don't say it enough, it is so much appreciated. Guys, shameless plug. Okay, my side. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Terry. I love you guys so much, and I hope you go watch my latest video. I fixed it. Oh, good one. Okay, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the weekend and a wonderful week ahead, and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye.